Hello, my dear friends across America and around the world. Let me ask you a question that might make your heart skip a beat. Have you ever been so close to your partner that you suddenly wondered, what does this taste? Is it safe? Should I keep going? Or should I pull back? It is one of those private, unspoken questions that many men carry for decades, and yet few ever dare to say it out loud. But here we will talk about it, because silence creates shame, and shame builds distance, and distance is what erodes intimacy. My name is Dr. Michael, and today I want to open a tender but powerful conversation. We are going to speak honestly about female fluids, not as something strange or embarrassing, but as a living expression of trust, arousal, and connection. This talk may make you smile nervously, it may stir memories, it may even challenge old ideas you grew up with. That is good, because growth never comes from silence, it comes from presence. And when you stay present, intimacy changes from performance into something sacred. Before we begin, I want to know, where are you watching from today? Are you in New York sipping coffee on your balcony? Maybe in Texas, sitting back in your favorite chair? Or perhaps in London, tuning in quietly on your phone? Write your city or country in the comments. Let's see how far this conversation reaches. And while you are here, subscribe to this channel, because this is where we talk about the real issues men face after 50, 60, even 70. From intimacy to vitality to trust, you do not want to miss what is coming. Now let's step together into the heart of this conversation. Let's begin with the basics. What exactly are female fluids and why do they matter so much in intimacy? When a woman becomes aroused, her body responds in ways that are not random, but deeply purposeful. Blood flow increases to the vaginal and vulvar area. This simple act of nature awakens several glands. The Bartholin's glands, the Skene's glands, often called the female prostate, and even secretions from the vaginal walls themselves. Together they create a natural mix of fluids. This is her body's own lubrication. It is not waste. It is not something to be ashamed of. It is her biology saying yes. Yes, I feel safe. Yes, I trust. Yes, I am ready to open. That fluid is more than moisture. It softens tissue. It allows comfort. It signals readiness. It creates safety for movement and pleasure. And when you as a man come close, when you choose to give oral intimacy, you are meeting her body's most intimate sign of trust. Think about that for a moment. You are not just encountering fluid. You are encountering her presence, her surrender, her willingness to be seen. Now let's talk about what is really inside this fluid, because many men wonder, sometimes with curiosity, sometimes with fear. Is it clean? Is it safe? What am I really tasting? Science gives us a clear answer. Female fluids are made mostly of water, just like the saliva in your mouth. They also contain electrolytes like sodium and potassium, which keep tissues balanced, proteins and enzymes, which are natural byproducts of metabolism, small amounts of glucose or sugar, friendly bacteria like lactobacillus, which keep her body's pH healthy, and yes, very small traces of cellular waste like urea or ammonia, but never in dangerous amounts. Sometimes there is also mucus from the cervix, especially during ovulation. In simple terms, her fluids are a living signal of health and vitality. They are not something to fear, they are something to respect. And yet I know many of you are still asking, but Dr. Michael, can I really swallow it safely? The answer is clear. If both of you are healthy, faithful to one another, and free from infections, yes, it is safe. This is not just my opinion. This is the agreement of science and medical practice. So why then do so many men hesitate? Why does the question linger in whispers and jokes, in unspoken silence? Because fluids are messy. Because they break the illusion that intimacy must be neat and clean. But intimacy was never meant to be clean. It was meant to be real. And real love, real trust, real connection is sometimes messy. That is what makes it human. Gentlemen, if you are still listening, I want to hear from you. Type the word yes in the comments if you have ever wondered about this question, but kept it to yourself. You are not alone. And by commenting, you remind other men that they are not alone either. Now that we understand the basics, let us look deeper into what this means for taste for experience and for the emotional bond between you and your partner. Let's go further into the part most men never say out loud, the taste. Yes, we are going there, because if you are going to receive her fully, you deserve to understand why her flavor changes and what it means. Female fluids do not taste the same every time. They shift depending on her hydration. More water in her system often means a fresher, lighter taste. Her diet also plays a role. Garlic, onions, coffee, red meat, or even pineapple can all influence her natural flavor. Her stress levels matter too. When cortisol is high, chemistry shifts subtly, and her hormone cycle creates variety. During ovulation, fluids may be sweeter. During menstruation, a metallic note can appear, sometimes earthy, sometimes tangy, sometimes musky. Each is a natural expression of her living body. None are wrong, none are dirty. They are simply her truth in that moment. Here's what matters most. When you accept her variety without judgment, you are giving her a gift. You are saying, I am here. I accept you. I am not afraid. And gentlemen, that is the moment she relaxes completely. That is the moment she trusts you deeper. And that is the moment intimacy shifts from physical to sacred. Many men fear they will gag or feel uncomfortable, that it will ruin the moment, that it will make them less manly. But real masculinity is not about controlling every moment. It is about presence. It is about breathing through what feels unfamiliar and staying connected. When you look into her eyes instead of recoiling, when you stay instead of pulling back, that is strength. That is courage. That is what makes her feel safe enough to let go. I want you to picture this. It's a quiet evening. The house is still. You are close to your partner, exploring slowly. She begins to breathe differently. Her body opens. She releases. And instead of retreating, you stay. You breathe. You whisper, you are safe with me. That moment is not just sex. It is memory. It is emotional safety that she will carry with her for years. Now I want to ask you directly, have you ever noticed how her taste changes depending on the day? If you have, type the number 1 in the comments. If you have never paid attention before, type the number 0. Your honesty may help another man feel less alone in his own questions. With this in mind, we must also talk about health and safety. Because while fluids are natural and beautiful, they also carry responsibility. And that is where we will go next. Now let's talk clearly about health and safety. Because intimacy is not only about pleasure, it is also about protection. Female fluids themselves are generally safe. But if either partner is sexually active with others or has not been tested recently, there are risks. Infections such as herpes, HPV, chlamydia, syphilis, or even HIV can be passed through intimate contact. Most of these conditions are treatable. Some may never even show symptoms, but they must not be ignored. The key is simple. Do not assume. Ask, test, talk. If you and your partner have been together for many years, faithful and healthy, this may not be an issue at all. But if you are beginning a new relationship or re-entering intimacy after divorce, illness, or loss, testing is not optional. It is part of maturity. I know many men feel awkward about bringing this up. They worry it will break the mood. They fear it will make them look insecure. But awkwardness never killed anyone. Silence has. A mature man speaks. A mature man says, I care about you. Before we go further, let's both get tested. Let's do this the right way. At first, she may be surprised, but deep down, she will respect your integrity. Because when you take the lead in health, you are not just showing desire. You are showing protection. And protection is one of the most attractive qualities in a conscious man. Gentlemen, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt hesitant to ask your partner about testing even when you knew you should? If the answer is yes, type the word truth in the comments. It is time we normalize honesty, not secrecy. When you embrace responsibility alongside passion, something powerful happens. You create a bond not only of pleasure, but of safety. And safety is what allows trust to deepen. And trust is what allows her to release more fully into your presence. So let's carry this forward. Because intimacy is not only about health or science, it is also about emotion. And the emotional meaning behind swallowing, accepting, and honoring your partner's fluid is deeper than most men ever imagine. Let's move into the heart of the matter. Because swallowing your partner's fluid is not just a physical act. It is emotional. It is psychological. It is about presence and trust. When a woman sees her partner embrace her arousal without flinching, something profound happens. She feels accepted. Not only her body, but her vulnerability. Not only her desire, but her release. This creates a shift inside her. She no longer feels like intimacy is something she must perform. Instead, it becomes something she can live. Most women are not longing for a man who knows every technique. They are longing for a man who stays present, a man who remains steady when intimacy becomes messy, raw, or unexpected. When you hold steady, you send a message far stronger than words. You are safe with me. There is nothing in you that I reject. And that, gentleman, is when she opens fully. Now let's bring in what research shows. When intimacy is emotionally connected, when both partners feel safe and seen, men's health benefits deeply. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, rises. Cortisol, the stress hormone, drops. Anxiety and inflammation decrease. Testosterone stabilizes. Blood vessels relax, which supports erectile strength. Your nervous system shifts from fight or flight into rest and connect. In simple terms, your body rewires itself for better health, better love, and better erections. So this is not only about her, it is about you too. When you let go of shame and lean into presence, you are not losing masculinity. You are deepening it. You are transforming sex into connection, into memory, into healing. Picture a quiet Sunday morning, the night before you stayed present through everything. Now you are lying beside her. There are no awkward jokes, no shame, just calm. She looks at you differently, not because of what you did, but because of how you were. That look is trust. That look is love. That look is the foundation of your next chapter. Tell me honestly, have you ever noticed how different your partner looks at you when you accept her without judgment? Type the number 2 in the comments if you have felt that moment. And now let's move to the practical side. Because understanding is good, but practice is where intimacy grows. Let's turn now to practice. Because knowledge without action does not change intimacy. Here are 5 clear steps that can help you approach oral intimacy with more confidence, clarity, and connection. Step 1. Have a pre-intimacy talk. Yes talk before touch. Say something like, I'd love to give you more pleasure. Is that something you'd enjoy? Or how do you feel about oral intimacy? What helps you feel comfortable? These words invite her into the moment instead of assuming she is already ready. That invitation itself builds trust. Step 2. Create the right conditions. Intimacy is richest when the environment feels safe. Fresh sheets, dim lights, warmth in the room, even a shower or bath together before. When the body feels clean, relaxed, and unhurried, fluids flow more freely. Her body responds to the energy you bring. If you are calm and patient, her body opens. Step 3. Focus on her signals, not your performance. Do not copy what you once saw online. Instead, pay attention to her breathing, her movements, her stillness, her words, or her silence. Stay tuned to her. When she begins to release, do not panic. Do not pull away. Just hold steady, breathe, be present. Step 4. Respond with love, not judgment. If her release surprises you, choose your words carefully. Say, that was beautiful. I love how your body responds. What you say in those seconds after her release is just as important as everything you did before. This is where emotional memory is built. Step 5. Reintegrate with affection. When it is over, do not roll away. Do not grab your phone. Do not make it about cleanup. Instead, bring her water. Hold her. Thank her. Ask, how did that feel for you? Share your own experience. This creates what is called afterglow. And afterglow is where true intimacy lives. Gentlemen, let me ask you this. Which of these 5 steps do you feel is hardest for you to practice? Type the number 3 in the comments. Your answer may inspire another man to take the same step with courage. Now let us bring everything together into a clear closing message. Because intimacy after 50 is not about performance. It is about presence. And presence is what makes love last. So let's bring everything together now. If you have ever wondered, is it safe to swallow during oral intimacy? Will it make me less of a man? Will she think differently of me if I do? Here is the truth. It is not about necessity, it is about presence. It is about learning that intimacy after 50, 60, or even 70 is not defined by how many positions you try. It is defined by how deeply you stay, by how fully you show up when things get real, when fluids flow, when emotions rise, when she trembles in your presence and trusts you with her most vulnerable self. That gentleman is the foundation of real sexual confidence, not in performance, but in acceptance, not in control, but in surrender. And if you are still unsure, hear me clearly. There is no medal for knowing everything. There is only growth. You are allowed to feel nervous. You are allowed to ask questions. You are allowed to take your time. The only question that matters is, are you willing to stay present even when it feels new? Because that presence will change your relationship. That presence will make her open more deeply. And that presence will turn intimacy into healing neither of you expected. Picture this final moment. The room is quiet. The light is soft. Your partner is relaxed, her shoulders down, her guard gone. You kiss, you give. She releases. And instead of recoiling, you stay. You whisper, "You are safe with me." That moment is not just pleasure, it is legacy. It is emotional memory she will carry for years. And it is the mark of the man you are becoming. Not a performer, but a partner. If this message spoke to you, I ask three simple things. First, leave a comment below. What stood out to you? What question do you still carry about fluids, intimacy, or trust? No shame here, just honesty. Second, share this video with a friend, a brother, someone who may be re-entering love after divorce or loss. You never know whose life you may touch. And third, subscribe to this channel, because here we keep talking about erections, hormones, trust, pleasure, and stamina. Love does not end at 50 or 60, it transforms, and I want you here for the next chapter. Until we meet again, stay kind, stay curious, and remember, your partner's release is not a problem to solve. It is a gift to honor, and honoring that gift is what makes love last.